Hi ladies, it's me, Tyra Gonzalez with Mrs. G's Jamberries, and I'm here to show you a really cool nail technique, and it's called layering. You can layer your wraps. This is what I'm in the process of doing. You can see my butterfly nails, and I'm in the process of adding a second nail wrap, and the reason why I might want to do that is to change the look, put a texture or a pattern on my nail that I may not have had before. In this case, I am going to put this tint on. Tint wraps are really cool because you can see through them, and so because it has such a strong design on it, you can see how much I've changed the appearance of this wrap by adding the tint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the process. I'm not going to do all of the steps for you, but I am going to get a few of them done. And I'll show you the finish. So right now I have the Jamberry Nail Cleanser, and this is a wonderful product. I've also washed my hands ahead of time, and with this product I am going to remove the oils, any bacteria or dirt. It's very good for prep to do your nails, whether you're putting a polish on or a lacquer. It really helps make sure everything's nice and clean and oil-free before you start. So I've done that, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to size my wrap. You want to follow the same instructions that we've used in the past for Jamberry Nail Wraps, and that would be to be slightly smaller than your nail. You want to have that little gap on the side. So I'm going to do my pinky one, and for me, I am a larger woman. I am 5'10" on a good day. And so this next to the largest one is going to fit or next to the smallest one, excuse me, is going to fit my nail a lot better. And then I'm going to take my cuticle pusher or my orange stick, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick. If you don't have a cuticle pusher or an orange stick, you can have it stick out like that. Some ladies like to chop them up into little pieces. I can't do that. I have to do it this way. So I like to keep it on the full sheet. I'll line it up and I'll press it down just so you can see it's on. And I'm going to center it a little better because I'm off just a little bit. But I'm using the cold method, which allows me to pick it up and move it a little bit more than if I went ahead and heated it. My sister-in-law absolutely loves to do it the normal Jamberry way. So you can already see the difference in what this nail is going to look like when it's finished. You can see the big difference compared to the plain gold nails. Okay, so I'm going to finish this one off using pressure and heat after I clip it so it's a little bit shorter. I'll pull the tips down a little bit while it's still warm. And then I like to clip with nail clippers. Hey ladies, I'm back, and I wanted to show you how I do mine. When I do mine, I work from one side to the other. So I do one half here, then the other half here, and then I get all of my nails done that way. Now notice I didn't do the thumbs because I wanted you to see a difference between the two. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, if you're a lefty or a righty, it doesn't matter. This technique is going to help you so much if you can't use the scissors to clip. So what I'm doing is I am using my nail clippers. You cannot do this technique with the scissors. You can take some of the extra off with the scissors, but you can't do what I'm doing right now. And I am slightly cutting a little tiny bit off of my nail, right at the tip. And I want to hear that little pop, which means I've taken some of my nail off. Okay, now if I'm real careful, if your nails are really short, I can save this, put it back on the plastic for later, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead, set that right there, and I'm going to use the clipper just to shape it. Make sure I get the little points off. There we go. And that I've got just the tip, not taking off a whole lot of my nail. Okay, so I'm going to do that on all of my nails, and I'll come back in a minute. Hey ladies, I'm back. I have clipped all of my nails, and I had already done the heating and pressing, and so I've clipped all of my nails. And so a little trick I wanted to show you that some of you might need is nail clippers, or nail nippers is actually what these are called, or cuticle nippers. And what you can use them for is they're great for if you want to resize a wrap. They're kind of expensive. They're around $10 for a good one. And I think I found mine at Target. But this wrap is slightly larger than it should be. It is on my skin, and it's on my cuticle just a little bit. And so I could, before I start doing the wrap, I could take a piece of tape and put it across my nail and use a pen and trace out the shape. There's plenty of women that do that, but I like to use the nippers, and I've invested in the nippers because sometime I plan to do a French tip. So you line this up underneath the wrap and you clip just that little bit so you get your little sliver away from your skin, because if you don't, it will come up. So I'm going to finish doing that on this nail later, but the next step is I want to file. So this is, because I've clipped them, I don't need to file at a 45-degree angle, and I know I have a Jamberry one in here somewhere. Okay, here we go. So instead of going at a 90, if I didn't clip, if I left them like I had left them before I stopped, I would file at a 90 and try to cut off the extra that way. And it works really well. But for me, I find it makes my nails look a little ratty later. So I clip mine, and I find it also makes my tips stay a lot better too. So I'm going to take it at a 45. So see how it is? It's leaning towards my hand, and I am going to file in actually a little tiny sliver, and you can see it. There's a little tiny sliver coming off right at the tip of my nail. And I want to go all the way across. Sometimes you have to go kind of at a little angle on the corners, but I'm taking off a little bitty sliver. I'm going to do this to all my nails except for the two that I left, just the butterflies with the gold. And by doing that, I'm not going to have to worry about catching. And I would do that on all of my nails. And then I like to use the buffer. You can use a store-bought buffer, or you can use a Jamberry buffer if you have one. And the nice thing about the Jamberry buffer is you can go to town on buffing the edge. And the nice thing about it is it makes it smoother and softer feeling than the file does. And it also helps to take the wrap back just a little bit at the edge. You don't need a whole ton of your nails showing, but you do want to get it to come back a little bit so that you don't get any lifting tips by it catching on something. So as long as I make sure that it's not flush with the tip of my nail, I shouldn't be getting lifting. If you get a little bit of lifting, I like to clip it, and then I'll come back and I will really make sure that I have filed at a 45-degree angle all the way around and brought it back, okay? Because you just don't want it to catch. That gets really annoying. And then really well sealed. Mine are really well sealed because I cleaned and I heated it and pressed it several times. So, and I may even go back if I wanted to, just to make sure, especially since there's two wraps on my nails, 2 layers, and do the baggy trick. And I don't have my heater with me right here, but I do want to show you. So I'm just taking like a little sandwich bag, and you want to pull it as tight as you can around your nail. It makes it really press tight. And then you want to heat it, and I'm meaning warming. You're warming the wrap on your nail and getting that adhesive to really seal on there, okay? And so I can do that a little bit, and then when I'm finished, it should be sealed. So I could go and do that one more time after I have filed my wraps back. So just wanted to show you so you can see how it lit nice and bright the gold is before, and how they almost have a monarch butterfly look now with that really nice iridescence of the metal coming through. Ladies, you have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.